Welcome to Get Real with JV, the space where we uncover raw, unfiltered stories that many live through, but few talk about. Today's episode is not just about betrayal, it's about the kind of betrayal that leaves you questioning everything: your marriage, your friendships, your reality. It's the story of Nisha, a woman who thought she had it all: a loving husband, a peaceful home, and a circle of trusted friends, until she discovered the truth. A truth so devastating it shattered everything she believed in. Her husband wasn't just unfaithful, he was having an affair with someone unthinkably close. This isn't a story with a happy ending. There's no cinematic closure, just silence, broken trust, and a woman walking away from the ruins of a carefully built life. A small disclaimer: to protect the identities of those involved, the names in the story have been changed, but the emotions and experiences shared are 100% real. Nisha had always believed that marriages were built on trust. She and Rohit had been together for 7 years, years filled with love, compromises, and the small joys that make up a life together. They had met in the early 20s, married before turning 30, and built a life that seemed stable, if not always exciting. Their social circle was small but tight knit, filled with old college friends and colleagues who had turned into family over the years. Among them were Vikram and Zoya, a couple they had known for over a decade. Vikram had been Rohit's best friend since college, and his wife Zoya had seamlessly become part of their social gatherings, vacations, and celebrations. The four of them shared countless memories: double dates, game nights, even holidays spent together. Nisha and Zoya weren't inseparable, but they had a quiet understanding. They weren't best friends, but they were women who navigated similar lives, understanding the silent burdens that came with being a wife, a mother, and a woman constantly juggling responsibilities. Nisha had always trusted Rohit implicitly. Their marriage wasn't perfect, but she believed in their foundation. They had survived job changes, financial ups and downs, and the stress of raising a child. There had never been a reason to doubt him, or so she thought. Looking back, Nisha could pinpoint when things began to shift. It was subtle at first. Rohit started working late more often, but that wasn't unusual. He had always been ambitious, and she had never been the kind of wife to question his whereabouts. Then came the unexplained absences on weekends, errands that took longer than necessary, sudden last-minute work trips. And then there were the silences, the way he started withdrawing from conversations, the way his laughter no longer reached his eyes when he was with her. She noticed his phone was always face down and his temper had grown short. When she asked if everything was okay, he dismissed her with a quick, "just stressed with work." She wanted to believe him. She really did. It wasn't until she saw the way Zoya avoided her gaze at a dinner party that a small thread of suspicion lodged itself in her brain. Zoya, who had always been effortlessly charming, was suddenly awkward. The laughter that used to flow easily between them was forced. She barely spoke to Nisha but seemed overly familiar with Rohit, laughing at jokes that weren't funny, touching his arm too often. It was a moment Nisha would revisit later, wondering how she had missed the obvious signs. The truth didn't reveal itself in one dramatic moment. It unraveled in pieces like a slow burning fire, consuming everything in its path. One evening, when Rohit was in the shower, Nisha's eyes fell on his phone. She had never felt the need to check it before, but something inside her, the gut instinct she had ignored for months, compelled her to pick it up. She didn't even need to unlock it. The preview of a message was right there. "Last night was incredible. I wish I could see you again soon." Her hands went cold. She couldn't breathe. The sender's name flashed on the screen: Zoya. It was one of those moments where time seemed to stand still. Every cell in her body wanted to believe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe there was another explanation. Maybe she was overreacting. But deep down, she knew. Over the next few weeks, she pieced it all together. The meetings at hotels, the excuses, the little gaps in their alibis. They had been deceiving her and Vikram, weaving a web of betrayal that had been going on for months, maybe even longer. She wanted to confront him right away, to scream, to demand answers. But she didn't. Instead, she observed. She watched as Rohit pretended to be the perfect husband, as Zoya played the role of the devoted wife in front of Vikram. She studied their lies, their rehearsed ease. and she felt her love for Rohit shrivel into something unrecognizable. When she finally confronted him, Rohit didn't deny it for long. At first, he tried to gaslight her, said she was imagining things, that she was being paranoid. His voice was controlled, measured, as if he had rehearsed for this moment, as if he had anticipated her accusations and had a script ready to dismantle her reality. But Nisha wasn't imagining things. She had seen the texts, the longing between the lines, the unmistakable intimacy that only existed between lovers. She had noticed the stolen glances, the tension that crackled between Rohit and Zoya when they thought no one was watching. She had felt the shift in her marriage, the way her husband had started treating her like an obligation rather than a partner. When she laid out the evidence, the messages, the weekends unaccounted for, the receipts that didn't add up, his denial cracked. The measured tone gave way to frustration, then anger. He didn't apologize. He didn't break down in remorse. He turned cold, defensive, like a man who had been cornered and had no choice but to lash out. He blamed her, said she had been distant, that she had been too busy, too preoccupied with their child, with the routines of daily life, that she had let their marriage become predictable, devoid of excitement, that he had found something exhilarating, something alive in Zoya. Nisha listened, absorbing each word like a slap to the face. She wanted to scream, to demand how he could do this to her, how he could take their life, their history, and throw it away for stolen moments in secret hotel rooms. But she knew the answer already. He did it because he could, because he thought he would never be caught, because he had convinced himself that what he wanted mattered more than the wreckage he left behind. It was a script she had heard before, from movies, from books, from stories of other women betrayed by the men they trusted. But living it felt like being gutted from the inside out. She had seen this happen to others, had even consoled friends who had discovered their husbands' infidelities. She had whispered reassurances, told them they were strong, that they would survive. Now, standing in her kitchen, looking at the man she had loved for 10 years and been married for 7, she felt none of that strength. She felt hollow, like her entire life had been erased in a matter of minutes. The hardest part wasn't just the betrayal, it wasn't even the affair itself. It was the realization that Rohit had chosen to humiliate her in the most painful way possible. Not with a stranger, but with someone who had been part of their lives, their home, their moments of joy. A woman who had stood in her living room, laughing with her, sipping chai, sharing stories about motherhood and marriage. A woman she had trusted. She thought about Vikram. He had no idea. She imagined him sitting in his own home, blissfully unaware that his wife and his best friend had been carving out a secret world behind his back. She imagined the moment he would find out, the devastation that would follow. Would it make her feel better to tell him, or would it just add to the wreckage? She wondered if she should try to fix it, if there was anything left to fix. The thought made her nauseous. She had always believed that love could survive anything if two people were willing to fight for it. But this was different. This was betrayal so intimate, so deliberate that there was no coming back from it. She realized then that she wasn't just grieving her marriage. She was grieving the person she had been before this moment. The woman who had trusted her husband without question, who had believed in the sanctity of the relationship. That woman no longer existed. There was nothing left to say. Nisha turned away from Rohit, her hands trembling, her vision blurred with unshed tears. She walked to their bedroom, methodically pulling out a suitcase, stuffing it with clothes, with whatever she could grab. She didn't pause to think. She didn't allow herself to second guess. As she zipped the bag shut, she felt Rohit's presence in the doorway. He didn't try to stop her. He didn't beg or plead. He simply stood there watching, his face unreadable. Maybe in some twisted way he had already prepared for this moment. Maybe he had always known it would come to this. Nisha picked up her bag, stepped past him, and walked out of the home that they had built together. She didn't know where she was going. There was no plan, no certainty, just the weight of the silence between them and the cold realization that nothing would ever be the same again. Betrayal is one of the most devastating emotional experiences a person can endure. It's the erasing of everything you believe to be true. Listening to Nisha's story, I felt a deep sense of anger, sadness, and frustration, not just because of what happened to her, but because this is a reality for so many people. It's easy to talk about infidelity as a statistic, as something that happens in the abstract. But when you hear a story like this, detailed, raw, and deeply personal, you realize just how much destruction it leaves in its wake. What makes this betrayal even more painful is that it didn't just come from Rohit, her husband. It came from Zoya too, someone Nisha lightly trusted, someone she saw as a friend, perhaps even family. When someone you love cheats on you, it shatters your world. But when they do it with someone you know, someone who was part of your inner circle, it makes you question everything. It's no longer just about the pain of a broken marriage, it's about the collapse of your entire reality. One thing that really stood out to me in Nisha's story was the way she slowly began noticing the cracks before she discovered the truth. Infidelity isn't always explosive. Sometimes it's insidious. It creeps into the relationship in small, almost imperceptible way. A partner growing distant, a change in routine, an unusual protectiveness over their phone. Things that might seem trivial at first, but when put together, start forming a pattern. What struck me the most was how Nisha tried to convince herself that she was overthinking. This is something so many people in her situation go through. Society conditions us to believe that doubt in relationship is a sign of insecurity, that we should be trusting partners and not read too much into things. But the truth is, our intuition often knows before our mind does. When something feels off, it usually is. Another part of the story that stuck with me was Rohit's reaction when he was confronted. He didn't apologize. He didn't try to fight for their marriage. Instead, he minimized what he had done. That reaction is often more painful than the betrayal itself. For Nisha, discovering Rohit's affair was like ripping off a mask and seeing a stranger underneath. The man she loved, the man she thought she knew, was capable of not only betraying her, but also dismissing her pain as if it meant nothing. That level of coldness, that ability to detach from a shared life and memories so easily, it's one of the most gut-wrenching aspects of infidelity. It made me wonder, how does a person get to that point? When does love turn into indifference? And when does a partner become disposable in the eyes of someone they trusted? It's easy to focus on Rohit as the villain of the story, but Zoya's role in this cannot be ignored. There is an unspoken rule among friends, especially among women. You don't cross that boundary. You don't betray someone who trusts you. Yet Zoya not only did that, she played an active role in destroying Nisha's marriage. And what's even worse is the intimacy of the messages between them. That's what truly made my stomach turn. It wasn't just an affair, it was cruelty. It was treating Nisha as if she were some obstacle in the way, as if she were an afterthought. That's a level of betrayal that's difficult to comprehend. Affairs are often painted as emotional mistakes, moments of weakness, or misguided desires. But this was calculated. This was mean-spirited. In the end, Nisha did the only thing she could do. She walked away. But that's not as simple as it sounds. Leaving a marriage isn't just about leaving a person. It's about leaving a life, a future you had envisioned, a home filled with memories. Even when someone has hurt you, there's still grief in letting go. I admire her strength in that moment. Many people would stay either out of love, fear, or financial dependency. Some might try to fix what is irreparably broken. But Nisha knew that the person she married was gone and there was nothing left to save. Walking out the door was the hardest but most empowering thing she could have done. So what does the story teach us about relationships? Trust your intuition. If something feels off in your relationship, don't dismiss it. Doubt isn't always paranoia. It can be a sign that something deeper is wrong. Pay attention to how someone responds to being caught. A person's reaction to their betrayal being exposed tells you everything about who they truly are. If they show no remorse, no guilt, and no desire to make amends, they were never truly invested in you to begin with. People who betray you often try to minimize the damage. Instead of admitting fault, they will gaslight you, make you feel like you are overreacting, or even blame you for their actions. Recognizing this pattern is crucial to protecting your emotional well-being. Leaving takes strength, but it's necessary. Staying in a broken relationship can sometimes feel easier than walking away, but in the long run, choosing yourself is always the better option. A partner who betrays you so easily will never give you the love and respect you deserve. Healing takes time, but it's possible. The pain of betrayal doesn't disappear overnight. It lingers, it reshapes you, and it forces you to see the world differently. But in the pain, there is also the potential for growth. There is the opportunity to build your life. this time with people who truly value you. Listening to this story, I couldn't help but think about how common the situation is. So many people have had their trusts shattered by the very person they built their lives around. And while infidelity is often talked about in movies and books, the reality of it is so much more complex. But if there's one thing you can take away from this, it's that betrayal doesn't define the person who was hurt. Nisha's story doesn't end with her being broken. It ends with her making the hardest but most necessary choice. She chose to leave, to start over, and maybe that's the real lesson here. Betrayal might shatter you, but it doesn't have to destroy you. I hope you learned something from today's video. If you are struggling with anything in your life, please do reach out. I would love to chat with you. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Get Real with JB. Until next time, keep it real.